Hi, I just wanted to make a quick video about the election and some insights that I have had when I was reading that clairvoyantly. I actually had a little conversation um, in messages where I just did a little reading really quick and wrote some stuff down. So I want to just read through that and maybe add some thoughts to that as I read it. In regards to Donald Trump winning, I wrote, I think it is likely he could win, but I don't think a second term will go in his favor by the end of it. I think he could get in a lot of trouble by the end, possibly criminal charges. I'm not basing this off. Oh, I am basing this off other past readings and my intuition. Um, and so, yeah, I see Donald Trump having a pretty good chance of winning again, but I also see a lot of hatred, and things not necessarily working out for him in the end. Like, it could go pretty sour. Um, Even in contrast to how it went, like I'd say he got through this term, there could be something more. Like, it's gonna get messy, for lack of a better word, if he does win again. Um, I also wrote, I energetically see Joe Biden celebrating too early and Donald Trump having what looks like militant power that could overpower Joe Biden. And I'm seeing that as being like energetically like a mechanical kind of power and like I said military, just like this strength that it's just like it's just kind of overpowering, and I don't know exactly what it all means, but it's just the energy that I was seeing. I also wrote, I don't know why I saw Bernie Sanders' face when I was doing my quick reading. Um, there seems to be some sort of Bernie Sanders influence showing up here. The person I was talking to said they had a dream where Bernie Sanders became president, and I found that interesting. I mean, who knows? It could be. Um, I see Trump getting better and not being as aggressively toxic in comparison to his previous um, 4 years. But I also see people going after him and it being very dangerous and possibly something he would regret, as far as he may actually regret running for a second term. I see an energy that has taken him over, and he is like an empty shell that is ruled by these official ideas of what is important. He has lost himself to idealisms and is fighting for patriotic things he doesn't even believe in, but got wrapped up in. And this isn't so much like he's pretending to support these things for, you know, public image. It's more like he really actually does care about these things on some level, but it's like when you get carried away with something and you don't really care about it, but it's like everybody kind of gets you into it, and so you end up caring about something even though your your truth is that you don't really care about it. So it's like he's almost been tricked into caring about these things. So it's not like he's doing it for his public image, is what I'm getting at. He really is doing it because he actually does care, even though he doesn't care, if that makes any sense. I see people supporting him more than many expected, more than was expected, because they feel will defend their rights, taking away things like guns and freedoms, or that's why they want to vote for him. Donald Trump. I see Joe Biden being similar to Hillary Clinton in this regard. There's hold on. There is something about Joe Biden energy that is that of a kid and a little ungrounded. It's like he is lacking a sense of seniority in his space. He could win, but it looks like there could be a surprise in his lack of groundedness. And I'll mention more about that later. People are waking up. This is a time of awakening. A lot of times there's hardships that come along with awakening, and that's what we're experiencing. I also wrote for Joe Biden. I did a reading on him. He is like a kid being spoiled by rich and influential people. I think he is not bad in his heart on some level, but is naive to those who control him. And the response that I didn't actually reply to was this person replying saying, yeah, some people can be oblivious to what they're being controlled by. And I would say, based off of what I've seen when I look at Joe Biden, is he isn't oblivious to who's controlling him. There are stronger, rich forces that are definitely controlling him that he is fully aware of, but he's kind of placated. And it's in the way that a child will support their father because it's his father, and so like that's kind of the type of energy dynamic that I'm seeing with Joe Biden, that there are people who have supported him to where he is at, and it's a little controversial, but I'm just going to say it. I see him working for interests that are not authentic. Like they're tricky. I think all presidents work with some sort of interest that's backing them in some way. But this is something that is very tricky and deceiving, and he is like not even really sure about the details of what's going on. So like in some regards he doesn't understand it and is oblivious to it, but ultimately he knows exactly what he's doing. It's kind of like if you were raised in a family and that family happens to be thieves, you'd still support your family, and you know, you'd still do your part, and that's kind of how I'm seeing it playing out with him. So that's just the energy that I'm seeing. He's I don't know how to put this. He's going along with a lot of narratives that have been put in place, and he's kind of just like riding the wave, so to speak. So he's not really doing the action to change any direction of anything. He's just kind of riding the wave and kind of reinforcing the way that things are already going. And those are things that actually need to change. So he's kind of preventing that. And that's the most simple way, the least controversial way that I can put it. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at that. So yeah, there's this weird thing about Bernie Sanders showing up. I don't know what that means. I think there'll be some heavy influence from from him. There may be some stuff that shows up with Joe Biden that kind of changes things, like some sort of surprise it seemed like was coming up. I've heard other psychics say that Donald Trump will win, and so I'm not 100% sure of that, but I do see a good support for him. And I'm seeing a lot of people who are on the edge about supporting him, who are leaning towards supporting him based on all the riots actually working in his favor. And previously, in a different reading, I had actually seen coronavirus somehow working in his favor as well, which I think the way that is because it puts more emphasis on the economy, which seems to be kind of where he comes from. He's supporting the economy, or that's what he's pushing at least. That's what people vote for him for, partially at least, is bolstering the American economy. And it looks like that may be why the coronavirus is actually helping people, or helping him with votes and making people want to vote for him. So I'm just going to end this video. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, put it on all notifications so you get all notifications. Thanks.